So I wanted to take a little time to talk to you about an important ministry in the life of both of our churches, and that's the Franklinville Food Pantry. I don't know if you all know it or not, but the Food Pantry has been around, I understand from Monica Zuba, our church historian, since 2001. And it has been a true blessing both to those who have been recipients as well as to those who have been involved in volunteering and donating to the food pantry. Now, it's a ministry that's increasing in its importance during this difficult time in our nation and community's history. UMCOR, which is the United Methodist Committee on Relief, just released a statistic in the spring that 1 in 5 children are considered to be food compromised, in other words, hungry. And those numbers are increasing. Other statistics include, in fact, an increase of 45% in homelessness by September for this year. By September, 40% of all U.S. families will be utilizing food banks or food pantries. So we have a ministry that matters. This is a ministry that, as Jesus said, when I was hungry, you gave me something to eat. It's an important part of who we are. You know, as you get the stories of folks hearing about their need and how they have come to a place where they have to come to a food pantry, you begin to understand that these folks are your neighbors. They're people who are not much different than yourself, and it could be you. You know, I've listened to stories of folks who were laid off, had applied for unemployment, and were still waiting for weeks. And I watched a crying mother sitting next to a daughter who clearly looked hungry, telling one of those stories about just waiting for unemployment and searching desperately for a job during these difficult times. I talked to people who were parts of thriving businesses, like one gentleman whose company built Wawas. Well, they laid him off because they aren't building Wawas right now. I talked to a young man who supports his mom, who is ill, lives right here just close to the church, and who normally works at the Franklinville Inn. He's been laid off since March. He's looking forward to going back to work as the Franklinville Inn hopefully opens up in August. But they have been very appreciative and reliant on our food pantry. I talked to a gentleman who was in a bad car accident almost 2 years ago, has suffered through a number of surgeries, and has lost a lumber business that was a prominent one in this area. Lost the business, and now he's living in dire straits. So the stories go on and on. I've seen tears. I've listened to people share about their faith in spite of difficult circumstances. I've had the pleasure of praying with them, and we always are putting the upper room devotionals into the bags of goods for them. And to watch the tears that come to their eyes as they recognize that people care. I always ask them, how's your faith? And to hear the stories encourages my faith. So I'm inviting folks to step up your involvement, whether that be through your giving and donations, whether that be through volunteering. You know, volunteering is an awesome way to serve. It's increased being open now to every week. It's an hour-and-a-half commitment on a Wednesday night from 6:30 till 8. We provide a safe environment. Everyone wears masks. We're using hand sanitizer. Folks are not coming into the buildings. They stay in their car, and we set things outside the car for them to then pick up. So it's a safe environment. It's an opportunity to socialize and be together as a church in small groups, which we're allowed to do right now. So I just want to remind everyone that this is a wonderful way to continue being the church in mission, serving, and being blessed as you do so.